morning and thanks for joining us at I-24 News. I'm Benjamin Tjong. We begin in Belgium, where an extensive manhunt that started last night in the wake of the bombings claimed by the Islamic State continues. The identity of the two airport attackers is now known. They were identified as brothers Khaled and Ibrahim el-Bakraoui and were both Belgian citizens. Belgian authorities released pictures of the two suicide attackers dressed in black, pushing trolleys through the terminal, and said they were actively searching for a third, dressed in white, whose bomb failed to go off. They believe the third suspect is Najim, who police say is the main accomplice helping Paris attacker Salah Abdeslam with the November Paris attacks. Belgium raised its terror alert to its maximum level of 4, following the attacks at the Zaventem airport and the Maalbeek metro station, which killed at least 35 people and wounded hundreds more. Joining us now from Brussels is our correspondent Jonathan Sacerdotti. Jonathan, the identity of the two airport attackers was released, indicating that they were both Belgian citizens and brothers. What implications does this have?
Of course, the knowledge that these two are brothers and Belgian citizens means that we are once again looking at a situation of jihadis from Europe carrying out attacks on Europe. These people are likely to have trained in the Far East, the Middle East, with Islamic State in Syria and Iraq, bringing back that specialist knowledge of how to carry out terrorist attacks here. We now know that ISIS is able to build these complex bombs from materials that you can buy over the counter in a pharmacy here, and we now know that they also have these networks still operating. The fact that they're brothers is also interesting, of course, because it reinforces that knowledge that the intelligence services already had, that ISIS relies on tight-knit groups, communities of friends or even family, to keep the confidentiality of their mission and also to keep the plot secret from those intelligence services who are constantly trying to foil the next attack.
Now, Jonathan, how certain can we be that the third suspect was indeed Najim, and what are authorities doing to track him down?
Well, there is a massive manhunt going on across Brussels and Europe at large. This is because they don't want the situation to repeat itself that we had after those Paris attacks in November, where it took 4 months to find their man. This time they want to catch him sooner, and it's definitely important that they manage to do that, not just so that people here in Brussels have more confidence in the ability of those security services to look after their protection and safety, but also because the longer these people are at large, the deeper they can go into hiding, the more they can plan, and we know for a fact that they are planning more attacks. During those raids that took place in the last 24 hours, they did find more explosives. They found that bomb packed with nails and chemicals. They found the ISIS flag. So it is known that this is a race against time before the next attack should take place, and it's vital that they find that culprit who they've shown in that still from the CCTV footage dressed in white.
Jonathan Sacerdotti, thank you for reporting to us from Brussels with more on the latest terror attack. Now, ABC News has more on the Brussels attacks in the aftermath in the following report.
Tonight, Brussels is under darkness as ongoing raids continue across the European country. The manhunt for this man, who authorities have now identified as a suspect in the airport attacks. Investigators say it all started around 8 a.m. Tuesday morning. 2 bombs exploding. The terminal filled with smoke, chaos, people frantically running for safety.
Big bang, everybody cried and came along here. We saw kind of smoke, you know.
The force so great, ceilings collapsed, people lying on top of one another. And the horror continued. 9:11 a.m., just an hour after the airport explosions, 7 miles away, another suicide bomb goes off near the offices of the European Union. The target, a packed metro car. Children screaming in fear.
It's the first time I saw such a thing in my life.
The aftermath leading to hundreds of injuries, among those 9 Americans, including Mormon missionaries Richard Norby, Joseph Empey, and Mason Wells, all seriously hurt. With Brussels now under siege back in the States, law enforcement officials are beefing up security at major transportation hubs across America, including in New York City, a top target.
There remains no credible and specific threat against New York City.
Here, a city in mourning, and signs of solidarity, messages of hope and condolences